Okay, this video is about setting up your entity, your business entity, and with pest control or any business that you're gonna make an actual attempt at. I don't think you would want to do a sole proprietorship because then you have unlimited liabilities for everything. Um, Everything I've ever set up's been an LLC. That's just what my lawyers. Well, I don't have lawyers. My attorney and accountants have always recommended based on what I told them I was doing. And so I don't really know, I don't know the specific reasons. I know the one big one is to avoid double taxation, which happens in a corporation. But in some cases or in some states, that might be the best way. So you might want to run this by an attorney or an accountant if you have access to one. But I think for most people, an LLC is a solid way to go. There aren't going to be any problems with setting up an LLC. It's just in some states it might be a little bit advantageous to actually do a corporation. I never have. I don't even know how they really work. I know you have to pay taxes quarterly and stuff like that. So it seems like a hassle. I've always done an LLC, but that's obviously not legal advice. I'm in no way an attorney or anything. So, but in my opinion, I think that an LLC is kind of a foolproof way to go, at least to set up your business. So they have these. So CorpNet. This is the website I use for these. My lawyer told me about this. Apparently, they even. This is funny. Apparently, his firm, for simple stuff, like just setting up an LLC, as far as the paperwork, they use these. They use this website and then charge people lawyer fees, lawyer-sized fees, I guess. And so I used to use LegalZoom, but this is a little bit cheaper. So to just set up the LLC, get it on paper, you're gonna have to have these documents to start business checking accounts and stuff like that. Well, you won't have to, but it just helps. And to get a business line of credit or anything, they're gonna want to see that you're set up properly. And so this is basically all you do. Business type, limited liability company, LLC. State. A lot of people choose Nevada, even if they don't live in live in Nevada. I've never done that. I've always set it up in the state that I've been in, so we'll just choose that anyways. Then you click Get Started. Okay. For the complete right here, you can see you want this middle one, because here's the thing right here. Federal tax EIN obtainment. You've got to pay another $50 right here for that. You're going to want that. You want that EIN. To set up any wholesale accounts or to get your chemicals from the chemical depot, you most likely will set up a wholesale account, and they'll require that you have an EIN. And then I don't know, you just you use this all the time, filling out with your tax forms and stuff. You need this if you're gonna go to the bother of having an LLC. You need the EIN. So you might as well go with this form. You can see the extra things that come with this. Custom operating agreement and minutes. If you want that, custom LLC kit and seal. That's one of those dumb things, having your, I don't know, name on your embossed on your journal or something like that. Who cares? Business forms and tips. I'm sure it's just unbelievable business tips. So you can probably skip that, for the extra $80, or what is it, $70. And so the Nevada filing fee. So with this deluxe, to form your LLC, you're at a grand total of $233. That's ridiculous. I mean, like everything else, when I just set out on my own and set up my first pest control business, just figuring things out as I went, I paid a lawyer to do almost everything, and it was like, I don't even remember. For him to do an LLC, I think it was like $500, and I was stoked about it back then because that was cheap. Because I had talked to some other lawyers. So this does take a while, 30 to 40 business days. So it's like anything else, you know, you're setting up a business. This is legit. Hopefully, you're taking it serious. So you want to do this, and this type of stuff just takes time. You can't expedite it. What is that? Oh my gosh. That adds $229. Yeah, so I would recommend you just plan ahead and get this going. And this is so useful. Like, I just have kind of a default LLC that I run everything through. Like, I mean, it's nice to just have the business account where you just have extra money that, well, for one, your wife doesn't know about. And then, I'm just kidding. I'd get murdered if she knew I said that. And then, but really you can pay yourself, well, assuming you have two. I have several. And so this main one that I'm talking about, I use this, I pay that LLC from my other LLCs, so that's like the employee. And I don't really get the advantages to that. My accountant told me to do that. So, but anyways, just having an LLC, you can really run any type of business operations through the LLC, even stuff that doesn't have to do with pest control, which I do all the time. Just dumb little things I think of. Some of them work out, and I expand them into other LLCs. Some don't. But anyways, having an LLC is extremely useful. And yeah, 30 to 40 business days. So if you're even like 50% serious about this, I would get that process started. And, you know, you can always use the LLC for, like I said, any type of business venture you set up. It doesn't have to be, well, it is a specific business name, but I would call it something generic. You do not have to call it your business or your pest control company name, by the way. You can register a separate DBA, doing business as form, with your state. So you can call your main LLC like your initials, like LFJ LLC, if that's your initials or whatever, and then your DBA for the corporate, for the LLC, for the pest control business would be something like, you know, like Green Path Pest Control, like the one we used. So, anyways, this is what I'd recommend you use. It's real easy. That's basically all you got to do, and once you start this order, you just fill out these forms. President, Secretary, Chairman, and they have these little helpful things along the way. You can be all three of these for an LLC, I believe. And you do have to have a registered agent. You don't want CorpNet to do it. As you can see, it's $149. You just provide somebody, and that just means really nothing. I mean, on my first LLC, I set up my aunt, which, yeah, had absolutely nothing to do with my business. So that's kind of how that works. But it's easy. You just fill out this information, and then you go to payment, and you wait 30 days and get your documents in the mail.